Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Soulcaster. Michael Soulcaster, talking about spirituality, spiritual tools, and using them in our lives. And I want to give a shout out to this wonderful microphone. You can kind of see a little piece of it here. It's from Soundshark, soundsharkaudio.com. Now today's guest is our lovely Megan. Hello, love.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing great. So we're going to talk about Mugwort and Motherwort.
Yes.
Now, why did I feel I just walked into a Harry Potter film?
Because those are actually often used, very often, for magical work and spiritual work.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll hear like mandrake, mugwort, you know.
Okay.
I have newt. Those are often things that you hear.
And those are real things?
Mm-hmm. I have newt, I'm not sure. That's actually a nickname for something else, but I forget what the real name of that herb is.
See, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
They kind of curveball. All right, so let's start out with Motherwort.
Motherwort.
Yes.
So motherwort is this beautiful flowering plant that you see in the front of the photo. Mm-hmm. You know, the long stalks with the lovely flowers. Mm-hmm. So motherwort is a beautiful herb that you can actually drink as well as smoke. Mm-hmm. And you can also burn. So when you take it internally, it's very comforting.
Okay.
It's lovely for anxiety, but it's also opens up your self-love channel, you know? So if you feel like you're very stressed out and your, self-worth is low, when you want to kind of step into getting a download from your angels or your ancestors or whoever, like motherwort's very comforting and nourishing to that, so it helps you with that channel. Mm-hmm. If you burn it in your space, it's lovely for kind of the same idea, like inviting the angels into your space or the good spirits, whatever words you want to use, you know? So it's like a very maternal and comforting energy. So that's a really beautiful plant to work with, especially if you're dealing with self-love issues or anxiety.
Now, can you grow that?
Oh, yeah. It's a weed. It grows everywhere. I think you've seen it. You've seen motherwort and mugwort all over the place. You just didn't know what it was. Oh. Mugwort especially. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in this photo, which one is the mugwort?
Mugwort is that plant in the back.
Okay.
So do you see how behind the flowery one? Mm-hmm. Mugwort is, the Latin name is Artemisia, I'm totally spacing, but it's a Vulgaris Artemisia, so it's like Artemis, the lady of the moon, you know, the goddess. It's this beautiful plant that grows up and its fingers reach out, and there's like these soft silver hairs that grow underneath, but then it's just beautiful green on top. So if you smoke that or drink it or burn it, it activates the third eye. So it actually helps you connect with your dreams. You can have lucid dreams, you can have prophetic dreams, and you can even use it before going into a meditation to really get some like solid downloads or connect to your ancestors or receive messages or whatever you want. It's really powerful. There was one time I actually went a little like hashtag crazy, like hashtag witch crazy, and I smoked fresh mugwort, and then I smoked dried mugwort. Then I had a cup of fresh mugwort tea, and then I had a cup of dried mugwort tea, and then I took the leaf and I chewed it and put it on my third eye, and then I went to sleep, and I astrally projected. It's like completely, it was insane. It's really a powerful herb. Yeah. Wow. So you can use that to, a lot of times dreams, everyone dreams, whether they remember them or not. So dreams are a wonderful place to go to get messages and, have epiphanies or like whatever it is that you need at that time.
Now, do you find the mugwort makes it more clear what the message are supposed to be? Because it's one thing to, here's a bunch of symbols or experiences or people, but then having the understanding of what is being said to you.
I think of mugwort more as the crone, like the grandma in the family that's like smacks you upside the head, and she's like, like, come on.
He don't love you. Stop it.
Exactly. Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
So mugwort's more just like in your face about it, whereas
Right.
motherwort, I think, is a little bit more kind of like, you know, like maybe you should consider that maybe he doesn't love you, you know?
Right. Maybe you should love yourself
Exactly.
and then go from there.
Exactly.
I think at that point you won't need his love anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
mugwort's
funny.
more intense. Motherwort is the mother, whereas mugwort's the crone, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, when you say that, it reminds me of amethyst.
I love amethyst.
Yeah. In the way that you described the motherwort.
Yeah.
Actually, even more so, pink quartz,
Oh, a rose quartz?
rose quartz,
Yeah.
rose quartz, yes,
Yeah,
rose
yeah.
quartz, yeah.
Yeah.
In the same way that the mothering, self-love, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Rose quartz, my favorite thing to do with rose quartz is I actually have this beautiful mug that was made for me from porcelain, and I put a beautiful rose quartz in there, and I fill it with water every day, and I keep it in the fridge, so that as the day goes on, the water is charged by the rose quartz, and then the first thing I do in the morning is I drink the water that's been charged with the rose quartz for like heart chakra, self-love, self-healing.
Okay.
And then refill it. Don't do that with every stone though. Not all of them are safe.
All of them cannot get wet.
Yeah, not all of them.
Not all of them.
But rose quartz can. Crystal quartz too. I'm not sure about amethyst. I should check that out.
Yeah.
I've got a little jasmine at my foot.
And I want to see if I could show this to the people so they have an idea of what this looks like. Did I? So, this is what the
Rose quartz
looks like. Hold on a second. Because we do have the technology. Does that even help? Not really. Hold on a
Maybe I
second.
can.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
Shout
like,
out to Crystal Garden.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see rose quartz is this lovely pink, soft color, and the energy that it puts off is very sweet.
There you go. Put that right there. There you go. Bang. There we go. Let's see. Boop. But yeah. So actually that's interesting. Can you? There you go. Oops, the other way.
Just got a good close up of my feet. There we go.
There you go. So that's
That's rose quartz.
rose cards. So yeah, what about the relationship between using the mugwort or motherwort with crystals? How about that?
Oh, I really love to work with mugwort and moldavite together.
I was going to mention that one because that is definitely the grandmother like, it's over. No, I end this. You can't come around here no more.
Exactly.
I don't want you talking to him no more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the real deal. Moldavite is a really beautiful dark green stone that it's a meteor stone that's like, do you have some?
I do.
Oh,
I do. I'll have to get some for the...
okay. So you can actually take a gem essence. So there are certain stones that you can actually have gem essences from that you can take internally. So they do have that available, so you can buy moldavite essence and take it internally. And it really activates that third eye. It really opens up your intuition, and it helps kind of with telepathic communication. There was this one time I harvested some mugwort from my backyard, and I made myself a really strong tea, and then I put some of that moldavite essence in there. And I was by myself, I was in my apartment, and I was like, ooh, I'm being wild, I'm gonna do this crazy witchy thing. And I drank the tea, and I remember just kind of sitting there and waiting for something to happen, and then it was as if it was just like all of a sudden, just like the room shifted, and I could hear people's thoughts for a week after. I'm totally serious.
Okay. Wow.
It was really intense. It was a little too much when I was on the subway, but I mean, I genuinely could hear people's thoughts. It was so intense. But it was powerful, you know. It was, and I was able to use it in a positive way. But yeah, Moldavite and Mugwort together. I would suggest a small dose because that was a lot. What I did, that was like a full bottle of the essence, and like a bunch of Mugwort that I harvested. So I would do like a little bit and see how you respond to it. You know, some people are more sensitive and some people are not. So it depends. You have to find kind of what works best for you.
What works best for you?
Yeah.
So if I was going to grow the mugwort, if I was going to grow that, how would I get the seeds? How do I go about doing that?
Oh, it grows everywhere, so it's easy to get the seeds. The problem we live in Brooklyn, New York, so, you know, I wouldn't necessarily go drink the tea of the mugwort growing around because just with the contamination.
Okay.
But you very easily can buy the seeds at any nursery, any Lowe's, I think, actually even has them.
Really?
Yeah, you can go online. They have all kinds of websites where you can buy, you know, seed kits, and you can grow it yourself. And it's a weed. It grows like so abundantly and so easily. It doesn't take a lot of work, you know. It comes back every year after the winter. It's a very strong, hardy plant, you know.
Wow.
And it'll take over too. It's, you know, kind of like strawberries or mint, you know, how they just kind of take over. Mm-hmm. So mugwort is very similar. So
and would the motherwort be the same
motherwort,
process?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Motherwort is easier because the flowers grow a little bit more abundantly than mugwort. Mugwort only flowers once in a while, often around the full moon. But then the flowering motherwort, I think, lasts for quite a bit of time during the summer. So then the flowers fall and they sprinkle and they spread, and then the motherwort is able to grow elsewhere. So yeah, they spread really, really easily. They're easy to grow. So yeah. But if you have a yard, I would try and section them off because they'll try and take over. What are these you have?
I'm trying to see what we can do here.
Is that hematite?
This is the moldavite.
That's the moldavite. That's beautiful. And lapis and hematite. What is that?
No, but just for the audience to see what that is that we mentioned. Hold on a second.
So moldavite, if you're not able to get the essence to take internally, right, you can always use the energy of the stone. Mm-hmm. So if you make yourself your mugwort tea or your motherwort tea, you can set it next to the moldavite. And just think of, how magnets work, how everything puts off like a magnetic frequency. Mm-hmm. So that can radiate out of the stone and touch your drink, the water that you're about to consume, and it'll get charged with that frequency.
Right. So yeah, that's interesting. I like that, talking about the combination between because they're all connected. It's all energy. Mm-hmm. And all natural.
Using all of the intelligence of all the things that live on this planet with us.
Mm-hmm. And just a shout out for the pink quartz. A shout out to Crystal Garden. Thank you.
They're a wonderful store.
Yeah, so anyone's interested in picking any of that up, they can go there. And I like the fact that they don't have a whole bunch of stuff online. You have to go to the store. It's
an experience going there too. I bought this from them.
Oh, really?
This turquoise, not this, but this. The owner there is just one of the most solid human beings I've met. Mm. Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we talked a little bit about motherwort and mugwort, and we threw in a little extra. Some moldavite and
rose quartz.
And we're definitely going to do a whole show just on those, because there's so much you could talk about.
Totally.
With rose quartz and moldavite in itself.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, let's give everybody that little social media. Everybody like that right there.
So that's my Instagram, Megaleg. And you can follow my business page that is in the bio, which is Wolf and Candle Apothecary.
Nice. Awesome. And Michael7Michael on Instagram. You're watching Soulcaster. And if you like it, give us one of those thumbs up, likes, leave comments. If there's anything in particular you want us to cover, let us know. More questions about what we talked about today. And continue to support and enjoy your journey while you're doing it. Awesome. Soulcaster, thank you, and have a good one.